Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum, Tashahau, and Vanakkam. A very good afternoon to our viewers for today. I would like to introduce myself. I am Natasha Mohd Noor, the head of corporate communication of Imperial International College. So today our live session will be discussing or we will be sharing our views on multiculturalism in higher education. All right. So as we all know, Malaysia is known as a melting pot filled with a variety of culture, race, traditions, and also beliefs. Not only we have from the local Malaysians, be it Malay, Chinese, and Indians, but we also have fellow students or even expats from various countries that eventually we all tend to share our culture, our tradition, our practices, and also our beliefs. All right. So when we talk about multiculturalism, as you all know, is a term that is widely used in contemporary academic and also popular discourses, not only just in education industry, but we also talk about the working industry as well, whereby we are well diverse with so many races that we have over here in Malaysia. Yeah. So in order for us to understand multiculturalism, it is necessary to understand and also the particulars of each country, the process and challenges of multiculturalism requires an active management, of course, to ensure that they are both respected for differences across society as well as a sense of common grounds. Today, we will explore this topic from the perspective of both local and also international students who are currently pursuing their higher education here in Malaysia, here at Imperial International College. So over here, we have two lovely boys who are our current student. We have Alif, who is from Bangladesh. He is the president of Student Representative Council. And also he's currently finishing his degree in computer science. And over here we have the lovely Michael Cheah, who is the treasurer of the Student Council Representative and also the president of Youth X, who is currently in his second year in the degree of Accounting and Finance. Hi, good afternoon, boys. Welcome on board to our live session for today. So please introduce yourself to our lovely viewers who are watching us today. So maybe you can start with Alif first, a little background about yourself.
Thank you for having us today here. It's lovely to be here to speak to everyone. My name is Alif Zaman. I am a final year student in computer science in collaboration with Anglia Ruskin University. I'm also the president of the Student Council and also the president of the Robotics and Technology Club. And yeah, currently I'm doing internship. I'm done with my studies. So life.
All right. So Michael, what about yourself?
A very warm good afternoon to everyone, and thank you, Miss Natasha, for having me here today.
I know you're nervous. It's okay. We all have the same feelings.
All right. So my name is Michael. I'm the treasurer of the Student Representative Council, and also the founder and president of Youth X Club. And I've currently been with Imperium for more than 3 years. This is my second year doing my accounting and finance degree. Well, today I'm happy to be here to share with you guys the topic of multiculturalism.
All right. Yep. Again, thank you very much, boys, for being here today with me. So, as you all know that, again, like I've already shared earlier, that, Malaysia is known as a melting pot. Of course, multiculturalism is one of it. So, what are your views and perspective about multiculturalism, as an individual? Perhaps, Michael, you can share your thoughts and views about this?
Yes. So as a Malaysian, definitely multiculturalism is a norm for us. So as we have been living with Chinese, Malay and Indians for our life, so Malaysia have also well known by multicultural, multi-races country. We have the first thing coming to mind definitely will be our food. So we have all varieties of food. We have the Chinese, Malay, Indian, Nyonya, and all you name it. So yeah.
Not only just the local food, also we have,
Yes.
I suppose Malaysia has brought in different food as well. You know, be it like, you know, Italian, French, what do you call it, Sri Lankan food, Korean, Japanese. I think right now the current craze would be the bubble tea among the youth, even myself as well. And then, yeah, what about your thoughts, Alif, about this?
Well, coming from international student perspective, it's pretty new to me, multiculturalism, because in my country we actually have like only one race. I won't say only one race, we have other races, but only one race, which is like Bengalis. So we don't get to like see or mix with other cultures often, other than like, you know, watching in TV or going out eating like Chinese food. But yes, it was pretty new to me when I came here, but it's been great. Like, I really get to experience that here in Malaysia, not only with like, you know, there's like various races here. There's also a lot of like international students here in this college, and I get to like experience all.
Okay, all right. So when you first arrived here in Malaysia and when you first started here at Imperium, do you somehow or other experience a little bit of culture shock? Like you shared earlier just now, you mentioned that in Bangladesh there's only one main race, which is the Bengalis. So do you actually had that experience of a culture shock?
Personally, I'm kind of familiar with you know, Western culture. I'm familiar with Indians because we're neighbors. Familiar with Chinese culture because I grew up watching Chinese movies.
Interesting. You grew up watching Chinese movie. Okay.
Yeah, and but Malay culture, I can relate with that because I'm Muslim, and yeah, I kind of had a little bit culture shock. Some things which is like very different from like, you know, my culture and here.
Of course.
But I kind of got used to it very quick. It didn't like cause any problem for me, but I can like understand other students having that shock.
Okay, all right. What about you, Michael? When you first started here at Imperium, did you experience, in terms of culture shock, like Alif over there, you know, meeting new people from different countries, different race, different culture, different traditions, and even beliefs as well? Did you experience a little bit of culture shock entering the tertiary education?
Yes, yes. I do have a little of culture shock, which is by entering to this tertiary education university. So there is a lot of people with different backgrounds, different belief that you might encounter, and they might be your friends. So just for me, I'll just stay humble and learn from each other, and that's how I get over it.
Okay, that's very good. That you know, the both of you are able to adapt, you know, with different cultures and traditions as well. So, in your experience, what is the nature of interaction and relationship between international and also the local students? Because I believe that language is always a barrier in anywhere you go, be it locally or internationally. So, what are your thoughts about that? As in, like, you know, how do you interact? Do you had difficulties, you know, interacting with students from different countries? You know, some may not be able to speak English fluently. So how do you overcome that, and how do you interact with your fellow students? So, Alif?
Well, yes, that has been my like something I experienced like initially when I arrived here. My first week of class, like I had this lecturer who had this heavy accent.
All right, heavy accent, as in like Indian accent, Chinese accent, or a Malay accent?
It was a
Chinese accent. Okay.
It was a little bit hard for me to understand at first.
Okay.
So in like the first week of my class, I kind of had difficulties understanding. But later I got used to it, and I think I understand it really well now. The first week of class, the parts I didn't understand, I did go up to him personally and asked him like, "Oh, sir, I didn't like understand this part." So he explained it to me really well. Other than that, I did have a little difficulty making new friends who don't really speak English very well.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I did find like like-minded people, and language didn't really matter much.
Okay, that's good. Okay, what do you call that? Now that you have been with us for 3
3
years,
years.
almost
Yeah.
3 years, right? Okay, so I believe you are, you have heard our mother tongue, the Malay language, quite often. So, are you able to, sort of like speak or even, the basic?
Yeah, sikit sikit.
Sikit. Only
Yeah.
that, I'm sure.
Like I can like order food in
Okay.
Malay, I think, and I know a lot of curse words.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, so tell me how, what have you learned from our?
Well, please don't make me like
Oh.
talk in Malay.
No, just a little bit,
I'll
just
just
to show.
embarrass myself. Like,
That's
let's-
alright because it's something new that you learn. You shouldn't be embarrassed of the new foreign language that you learn. It's also helping you to get around or to even do simple orderings at mama stalls.
Like for example, in the morning I just ordered like dua roti canai bungkus.
Do roti canai bungkus. Okay.
Like yeah, te tare. I know words, like I get words like normal basic conversation. I think I get it, but it's hard for me to say it.
Okay, so you
And
can understand,
yeah,
but
a
it's
little
like
bit, yeah.
okay, all right.
But I don't feel like very difficulties communicating because Malaysia, I think like most of the people speak English.
Okay, all right, that's good. Just now you mentioned a little bit of the bad words. Well, everyone, I think that's actually a normal thing, especially when you're trying to learn new languages. You tend to learn the bad words first before actually learning the language itself. So, Michael, what about your thoughts or your perspective about interaction and also trying to build a relationship with international students?
In my opinion, as a local student, probably we can be more proactive towards them. So with Imperium International, we have a lot of international students over here. So probably they might feel a little bit foreign in a foreign environment and a country. So as us as a locals, probably we can approach them, greet them, say hi, how are you doing? How's the class? Do you understand what's the lecturer is talking about? So probably by providing some kind gestures, it's gonna make up their day and also to support them. So who knows, in the long run, you guys might be a best friend and also someone that you guys may achieve something together in the future, right?
So I'm sure the both of you have friends from different countries. So what are your experience, being friends again? Like what are your experience, learning different culture, different traditions, and also beliefs. And also, I believe every race they have their own ethics that they hold on to. So, what are your experience like? You could share with us. We have Alif here from Bangladesh, and then we also have students from Pakistan, from India, from Korea. And also we did have some exchange students from France. So what is it like, to make new friends from different countries?
Well, in my experience in 3 years, I got to meet a lot of people from over the world. Like that's the perk of studying in Imperium, that we got students from all over the world. The best experience in my college life was the exchange programs we had.
Okay.
We had Korean buddy program and we had French buddy programs. In the Korean buddy program, they stayed here for like 3 months. They did 1 semester here, and we got to make a lot of friends. And most of them are still my friends. Like we still keep in touch. We still video game like online, and we still talk. And some of my best friends are French, and even though they went back, we still keep in touch. And it's not just French or Korean students. We got students from like all over the world, and I got to meet like a lot of them. And being part of like the student council and being the president of the student council, I had to do a lot of events, a lot of programs with them. And overall, it's been great. Like I got to know and learn a lot of cultures, try a lot of food.
Okay, share with the viewers and with us today. What what were your funniest experience? When you're friends with people from different countries. What were your best or funniest experience?
Oh, I don't think it's like suitable for live.
Okay, all right.
But that's the funniest, and I cannot share that for legal purposes.
Okay, sure.
But
Joking,
Alif,
just
do you
joking.
remember that we have encountered some funny thing with the Korean buddies?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that time.
Probably we can share some, yeah.
Yeah, so like we had like the Korean buddy program. We were like kind of staying together. They some of us, we were like living with them, and throughout the whole time we were like joking, cracking jokes, making fun of each other, playing games. And the whole time, 3 months, it just went by like nothing. It just went by so fast. And it has been like the greatest like joy in my life till now, the Korean buddy program we had last year.
Yep.
And Michael can share some of his experience too. Like we were all together.
I remember like when me and Alif joined the Korean buddy program, so we learned a lot of cultures and belief between each other. Like we found some commonalities with Korean and Chinese and Malaysian. Like some of our foods or some of our belief might be similar, and also we learn different games and also their cultures, and some of like the words, like in Korean they speak greeting words and also a normal words like
Okay, what do you mean by greeting words and normal words? The only thing I know is like 안녕하세요 or probably 감사합니다.
Yes.
Is that what else do you learn?
Yes, like Miss just showed us like the hamnida meaning.
Yeah.
So it's usually used for like a lecturers or like a seniors that they respect.
Okay.
So they will always finish up with like a hamnida, meaning is like a respectful word. But it doesn't really apply to all, but this is just one of the examples.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Alif, what were your expectations and what made you want to come and study in Malaysia? And I know you've been with us for 3 years. How do you came about to wanting to study abroad? Because being young and having to travel to a foreign country, leaving your families behind, there must be some expectations, when you first decided to come to Malaysia.
Well, one of the biggest reason was Kuala Lumpur. It's world's one of the most affordable student city, according to QS World Ranking, I guess. It's one of the most affordable city right after Belgium, I think. Yeah, and that was one of the reason. The other reason was there's so many culture and food here, so many types of food, and I got to experience all that before coming here. I was lucky, so I thought it would be a really good opportunity to live here, study here, and that's actually why I chose Malaysia, and that's actually kind of why I chose IIC, because the study structure, the fee structure, it was very attractive for me.
All right. Aside to being one of the reasonable student city to live in, the food as well. What I would say, what would what actually inspired you to be here?
Um, when I came here at first, it was it was quite difficult for me to like cope up with, like, to get over, like, family, friends over there, like. But after like I started like studying here, like my first semester, I made a lot of friends, and they are still like my best friends.
Okay.
And they're local. Most of them are local. Some of them are like international students from various countries. And actually, I think they inspired me the most to stay here. Like over the 3 year, I never felt like I don't belong here, or I never felt like it's difficult for me, because my friends, my lecturers, my peers, they always been like so helpful and supportive, and that's very inspiring for me, I'd say.
Um, I suppose that you were able to adapt well with the, being, sent here and, having to adapt with the local culture immediately. I believe that we have given you the necessary support in order for you to, learn and adapt. What about you, Michael? As a local student, what were your expectations? After high school, you were going to enter tertiary education. What were you, because over here in Imperium, we always encourage multiculturalism, and we are a family here. Despite from which country you're from. So what do you call that? I suppose you also have your own expectations, upon entering to a tertiary education.
Yes, back to the days when I just graduated in my high school and then was searching for my university. So of course, on behalf of all the students, we are looking our priorities, which is the program that the university provide and also their partners. So with Imperium, they have the ACCA's body and also partnership with Anglia Ruskin from UK. So I found it's quite attractive because they gave me a good program and attractive lectures and also facilities over here. So this is what attracts me and get me into Imperium.
And also aside to, able to meet new people from different countries and different race, different culture. So I think that is something that, again, moving forward, it's something that we all should be, well diverse with, to be able to adapt, with different race, different culture, different traditions.
Yes, on top of that, once I joined Imperium, I just realized that the school is full of diversity of like international students and local students. So I found it I'm very proud to be here because it enabled me to make friends and connections with friends all around the world. We get to learn not only culture, but their belief and their food and a lot of language and also everything with them. So I find it's quite interesting here.
What about you, Alif? I mean, like, being away from family, how do you sort of like, try to fit in, try to adapt? Again, because over here we always emphasize on, being able to accept one another, despite of your color, despite of your race, culture, your religion. So
I guess it was easy for me to fit in because my friends, they've been very open, like they're very open-minded, they are very friendly, and most of the people I've seen here, local or international, they seem very open-minded and very nice people. So spending time with them, I kind of don't feel alone. Like I fit in very well. It's easy for me to blend in with them, and that's one of the things that kept me going for 3 years, like studying, having fun with friends, going out, watching a movie. I never felt like, oh, I don't belong in this community.
would you like to stay longer here in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, to be specific?
I like it here. I like weather, it's very similar to my country. It's hot, but it's very warm. But yeah, I like the weather. It's just suits me. I love the food, and the friends I made, they're friends for life. So I don't see why
Well,
not.
there's always a saying: the friends that you make during your college years are the friends that you keep for life.
Well, that's exactly the case for me, and I would like to spend more time with them, even though I'm almost done with my degree and almost done with my internship. Uh, Moving forward, I would love to stay here a little bit longer, I guess, before I move on.
Well, all the
somewhere
best.
else.
Hopefully, you're able to stay here longer and perhaps find something after you graduate. Okay, Michael, this question is for you, yeah? Do you feel like there's an impact of international students on teaching and learning? We all agreed one of the barrier would be language, but in your personal views, do you think there's an impact?
Yes, in my opinion, together we have some classes with the international students, be it Korean, French, and Turkish or Bangladesh. Some of my friends may find difficulty by understanding the lecturers explaining, and also some of them might be facing some obstacles of approaching the lecturers because they might feel intimidated. So, but in other hand, some of my friends, like French students, like as we all know, the Westerns are used to be more proactive. So they showed us some of their cultures of learning. So they are being very, very proactive. Like in Malaysia, when teacher asks, "Is there any question, guys?" So we usually just
No one will answer. I know. I mean,
Yes.
I think it's just that is something is in the Asian culture where we are still somehow rather I would say afraid to speak out compared to the Western culture whereby they're very outspoken. If there's anything that's not right, they will voice it out. So I think that's something that we Asians, I mean, being here in the college, we are able to learn from one another.
Yes,
You
yes.
see, so to be more, like you said, to be more proactive, to
Yes.
be able to have the courage to actually stand up and ask questions.
Yes.
Do you do that, Michael?
Yes, surprisingly, when I have a few classes with them, after a few classes, I get to pick up their good gestures of raising the hands, asking the questions. Sometimes even they do challenging the lecturers to see whether who get the answer first and correctly. Because, well, there's no harm if it's for the common good of having a better solution. So yes, it is good to be more diversified and learning from each other. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the next question would be for the both of you. Okay, being representative from the student council, what kind of activities or events does the student representative council organize in order to what do you call that support this multiculturalism practice here at the campus?
You wanna take it?
No, I think both of you can actually answer it because you being an international student and then of course Michael being the local student, we can share your experience, organizing events for especially for our international students over here.
Probably you can start with the culture night.
Yeah, of course. Well, there's one event we do annually. It's one of the big hits, and it's the purpose of this event is multiculturalism and getting everyone together. It's called Cultural Night. We do it yearly. It's done with collaboration with the International Student Department.
So everyone get to dress up according to their traditional
outfit. Yes, they do performances, they do dance, they sing, they do stand-up comedies. They can do whatever they want actually. And we get to dress up in our traditional clothes. We get to enjoy, good time, have a very good party.
Yes, it is just like a party for different cultures that they represent their own culture and their tradition, and that everyone get along to learn between each and another and enjoy the different food and also the habits that we have. Yeah.
And unfortunately, we couldn't do this year, like for Common Do It?
It's not certain yet. So let's hope, like, things settles by, end of the year, or at least, again, we have been given the direction that we are allowed to organize events that is not more than 250 packs. So I think there's still a little bit of hope, to still have the cultural night over here, in order to still keep the practice going,
Alright.
So we don't want, yes, of course, it's challenging times, I would say. There's a lot of SOP that we have to adhere to, but again, it shouldn't stop us from living our normal life. Something that we are so used to, it shouldn't stop us, okay? So what do you call that? Besides, event nights like culture nights, what are the activities that you guys, sort of do in order to, introduce to each other the culture, traditions?
Well, there's of course there's one thing we organize for every new students. Like when we have new international students, we kind of try to get them to know each other, try to get them to accustomed to our culture, our culture as in local culture, local places. So the ISD and student council, we kind of organize trips for them.
Okay.
Like we organize, let's just say for example, we did a trip to Batu Caves.
Batu Caves, interesting. I did that once, and boy, never thought I would actually climb Batu Caves. So happened I had a friend visiting from Los Angeles, and the first thing she said was like, "Oh, I heard about this place called Batu Caves. I want to go there." So it was during lunchtime. She insisted, and I never thought that I would actually climb 252 stairs. So I'm sure both of you must have climbed Batu Caves. So how many times have you guys done it?
I did twice.
Twice?
Yeah, I went there twice. First I went with my international students friends here, and we kind of went personally, not from the college. We got together and we rent a car and we went there, and it was amazing. And the next time we did was with the Korean exchange program. We organized a trip for them. And yeah, climbing up all those stairs, it was a breathtaking experience, literally.
What about you, Michael? How many times do you do it?
Well, do you guys want to take a rough guess, how many times did I try?
Well, if Alif has done 2, I've done at least 1 time. Probably you would have done maybe similar to Alif. Maybe
3?
twice? 2, 3 times?
Well, I can say that's double that number.
Oh my god, come on, tell
so
me.
It's about
If
8.
it's double of 2, that's only 4.
Oh, okay, then it might be triple the number.
Wow,
Yeah.
so you're saying that you have done what? At least between 5 to 8 times?
Yes,
climbing?
yes, yes. It's more or less more than 8 times. Yes.
How do you do it? I thought 1 time was enough. And over there, Alif had done twice, and yourself have, you have climbed 6, I don't know, probably 7 or 8?
Well, because with Imperium, like we have mentioned, we have a lot of international students. So everyone have their first time. So as a local student and also a friend and best friend for them, so of course I will have to introduce my friend and my international friend to Batu Cave. So when a new friend came, we're gonna go there together. That's once, and another friend, and it's twice, and it counts.
Okay, so you're a good friend, because if someone were to invite me to climb Batu Caves again, I would say, please go ahead and climb. I will just wait for you guys. Yeah, I'll just wait in the car for you guys. I'm not doing it again. So aside to all these trips to local attraction, outside of college, you guys, perhaps, explore the food scene, or in between classes when you guys have long breaks, what do you guys do?
So in Imperium, we are in the heart of the city, KL. So and also with the convenience of the LRT behind our school, so we get to travel around in KL to get a lot of the locals and then nice restaurants to try. So during our lunch break, we usually tag along some friends and also some new friends. So we're gonna go to a local Chinese food for a meal, and also some Malay dishes, and also all kinds of food. Yeah. So we have already experienced most of the food around us, and
Yeah, same. Like in the lunch breaks or even like on weekends, we like friends we plan something. Like even on this weekend, even though I'm like doing my internship and my friends like all are doing internships, we still got together and went out. Like even last Saturday, we went out and we watched a movie, and we got to like experience like the local food, and we like to eat in the local restaurants. It's
Okay, my favorite question to most of my international friends that I, sort of being friends with, whenever they come here, aside to bring them to visit the Twin Towers, the Batu Cave, and if it's in the season, I would always bring them for durian
Durian.
tasting.
Oh, yes.
So, Alif, have you actually tried?
Oh yeah, durian. It's actually very similar to our national fruit, jackfruit, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
jackfruit.
It's
No,
ve-
it's not
It's
similar.
not, it's
It's
not.
not similar.
Well, the shape might be similar and the
No,
color,
I think the shape is completely different.
Alright,
One
the
is
colour.
the color probably.
color.
No, actually the taste it's similar to me. I feel it, but durian, of course we gotta talk about the smell. I'm not a fan of it, but I don't hate it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know because I do know that we Malaysians we are very proud of our
Oh,
durians.
you guys
And
are
then-
crazy over it.
Well, I'm one of it. What do you call that? I gotta admit, when it comes to durian, it's like there's a saying that you can criticize anything else about Malaysia, but never criticize our
Oh,
durian.
I learned that the hard way.
Oh, you learned that the
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
way. Okay, all right. So okay, what do you call that? Besides that, do you guys sort of experience visiting? I mean, for you, Michael, do you you celebrate Chinese New Year, right? So do you happen to when it's the season, do you actually invite your international friends for them to experience? I'm sure Alif would have experienced Chinese New Year as well. What about you, Michael? As in, like, do you share and do you invite them over?
Fortunately enough that we have a lot of international friends and also the Korean exchange students who came during the month of our celebration, Chinese New Year. So I bring them over to my house, they collected ang pao and then they
I think that
have
is
tried.
something that everyone look forward to, the red
Yes,
packet. I
yes.
think it's more of the joy of receiving the ang pao instead of what's inside of the ang
Yes,
pao.
yes. And also we have tasted a lot of our Chinese dishes and also the yisan. Yes, it's a symbolism of prosperities and also happiness. Yep. So we have tried it together, and also they have also shared it to me that actually for some of the Koreans they do have this tradition as well. So it is similar with our Chinese New Year where they go back for their reunion dinner and then they receive the red pockets. Yep. So it's fun to have it, and it's very nice to bring an international friends or to expand your circle.
To share the
Yes, the
culture
joy.
with them. Yeah, it's really fun actually.
So I think right now, as we all know, that is the Hungry Ghost Festival. Yeah. So and I think if I'm not mistaken, last year the student council actually organized a Lantern Night, right?
Yes, yes.
And
So
Mooncake
what do you call that?
Festival too.
In conjunction of Mooncake Festival as well. So what do you guys do during throughout this so-called Lantern Festival? I mean that you organize here at the campus.
So the Lantern Festival is something that we have in Imperium every year. So whereby we gather all the students and also the staff of Imperium to join and have fun together, where we have the lantern competition, which
Yeah.
is you create and build your own lantern. We use the recycle item like a tin, a can, a wood stick, recycle paper, recycle plastic. Yeah. So me and Alif took place to build our own lantern. And then after that, we'll of course enjoy our favorite, the food of the day, which is the mooncake. Yes,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it comes with different tastes, different flavors.
Have you
Yeah.
tried, Alif?
Oh,
the
yeah, of
mooncake?
course,
So
like-
what's your favorite flavor?
I actually tried like all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, like we had like various various flavors. I'm not sure which one
Which
is
is
my
your top
favorite.
pick? Which
I
is
think
your top pick?
the common would be the lotus paste.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Lotus paste with a single egg yolk on the
Yes.
inside,
Oh
right?
yes, that's really good. That's really good.
Okay, so I mean, for us here at Imperium, we share with the international students about our what do you call that, festivities and our traditions and our culture. Being an international student, I'm sure you have your own celebrations. So, what is the common, the biggest celebration that you have over in Bangladesh?
Oh, there's one event we do here. I got to experience that here. It's our New Year. It's called pahellaboishak.
Pahellaboishak. So I
Yes,
got it right,
you
right?
got it right.
Okay.
It literally means like New Year. Like
Okay.
Boishak is the first month.
I see.
So it's pahellaboishak means first day of Boishak.
Okay.
So that day we actually have like a festival. Like we dress up in our traditional clothes. Girls they wear sari, boys we wear like Punjabis and kurtas, and we make like a lot of food, sweets, like rice, fish. We have like one fish which is like very exclusive to Bengalis. It's called ilish. You cannot find it like anywhere else in the world.
Only in Bangladesh.
Only in Bangladesh.
Okay.
And some part of India, I'd say, but only in Bangladesh. And it's very exclusive, expensive, but we eat it like in our New Year's. It's tradition. And here in Imperium, we got to do that. We actually organized like pahellaboishak.
So usually this pahellaboishak, usually when do you celebrate? As in like which month? Is it like in January, February,
It's in April.
April?
Yeah, it's
Alright.
in April.
So hopefully we're
It's
able.
right beside like Valentine's Day. Like
Oh.
so,
Oh, it's like it's after Valentine's
It's
Day.
14 April. Sometimes it's in 14 April. Sometimes it's in 15 April.
I see.
So yeah.
Hold on, Valentine's Day is on the 14th of February.
Oh, sorry. Oh no, my mistake. It's in April. There we have another festival which is like with Valentine's Day, and it's like Bengali Valentine's Day too.
I
It's
see.
called I forgot what's it called.
So you
Poila
do.
Falgun, yes.
So you do share with your fellow peers about all this, get them to actually participate,
Yeah.
So hopefully, we can organize a pahellaboishak next
Yes,
year.
yes, of
Hopefully
course.
in April. Yeah.
Yes.
And then, probably the next round, not only you get the students to be involved, but perhaps you can get the lecturers and also the administration staff to actually join together, get them to experience.
Yes, that would
Sure,
be
like
even fun.
I would love to. Like we have like a lot of Bengali students as well, and it would be really good for them too. Like they get to experience like home here, and not only just Bengalis. Like we have like other cultural events too, like such as the Day of the Dead, for
Day of the Dead.
Mexican Halloween.
Oh, it's a
Like-
Mexican Halloween.
Yeah, so we
Okay.
organize that too.
Because I'm only familiar with the commercial Halloween night, which is on the 31st of October. So when does this take place? This Day of the Dead.
It's in October. It's right before the traditional Halloween. It's
Okay.
on 28 October, if I'm not mistaken.
So what kind of activities do you guys
And-
organize during this period?
Basically, we dress up. We dress up like skeletons.
Yes.
We dress up like dead, and we do
And we do the
face
makeup.
Yeah, makeup. We make like altars, memorials,
Yep.
and to like remember the dead. And also there's food, like Mexican food.
Interesting.
It's very colorful. It's very fun event.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun as in like fun, scary, or
It's not scary. It's fun, not scary at all. Actually.
okay, all right. Because I mean, some of us might have the weak heart to actually, sort of attend this sort of, celebration.
But it's definitely a fun one.
It's a fun one.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Fun
yes.
one.
Fun one. Okay. Let's hope like we're able to do
Yes, yes.
organize a small one in October. Yeah. Okay. So what do you guys have plans for the future? For our students, for international students, local students, you guys have anything concrete that you sort of foresee to do it next year? Besides the common Chinese New Year, the Hari Raya, of course we have what you call the Deepavali and also Christmas coming up.
Yes,
So
yes.
I mean, now that students are not exactly allowed to come back to campus, so is there something that you guys have big plans for next year that you'd like to
Definitely.
share with your viewers?
Should we?
Definitely. Should we tell them?
Well, we do have a lot of plans. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting plans that's gonna be carried out with the Imperium. Probably we can just share a few of them.
Yeah, sure.
Feel
Go ahead.
free to share
What are
with.
the events that you said you would like to create?
We were actually planning on the Halloween this year
No,
actually.
no, the bigger one, the bigger one.
What's the big one?
Okay, spoiler. We are gonna organize a gala night for all the students in the campus.
Okay.
It's basically like prom, but
Alright.
it's gonna be more fun, more
An improvised and
an
improved one.
improved one. And we plan this like every council they plan this, but they couldn't like get this done only like once in 2017.
Okay.
It was really good.
All right. So
And-
you guys have big expectations now that we have shared with our viewers that you're planning on a gala night. So
Yeah. Besides, with the Youth Acts, we have a lot of beneficial activities and workshops carrying out every month. So we just hope that once everything is settled down and everyone are able to get back to school to have more interactions, so we have a lot of workshops that are ahead waiting for us to join. Yeah.
okay. Last but not least, before we end our session for today, I'm sure you would have some advice or suggestion for our current student and also for our future student upon joining Imperium.
Advice.
Okay, who do you want to go first, Michael or Alif?
Okay, I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Basically, our student council, every year we renew the student council.
All right.
I've been the president for the last, this session, 2019, 2020. And coming September, I think September, we are having the election for the new council.
Okay.
So my advice for the existing students and maybe the new students would be to, if you're active, if you want to make a difference in the campus, if you are willing to
Put in some effort.
to
create some-
do some event, do some work, and also of course take care of the
Okay,
student in
aside
campus.
to this advice of saying that be proactive and I'm sure there must be some fun advice that you would like to share with our current students or our potential new students because you're about to graduate, so you have already the experience of almost 3 years being here with us.
Don't procrastinate. Don't procrastinate. You'll have a lot of assignments, lot of exams and everything, and you'll feel like, oh, I'll do it later. Don't procrastinate.
Alif, what about your goal that you keep it, your objective that you keep it until year 3? That there is the one thing that you said you would advise to the.
Yeah, you shared with us earlier before
No,
we
yeah.
had.
Should I?
No, go ahead.
It's just it came from a broken heart.
No,
you
I mean,
got to
again,
experience
we are
don't
all
date.
don't date.
Yeah, don't date in college.
Okay.
Speaking from experience, yeah, it will break you, I guess.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
But
sorry that you
was
had
just,
a bad.
we were talking.
I know. I'm sorry that you had that little mishap in dating, but I don't think yes, to some who would want to concentrate more on their studies and things like that, you can take up on Alif's advice on no dating policy, but I suppose, students who are still in their youth, these are the things that you want to experience in college. Trust me, I'm not trying to scare the current student or our potential new student, is that, once you start going into the working world, it is also something that is challenging. So, try to have fun, because college days are the days that you will remember for the rest of your life.
Yes, true.
So, of course, studies come first, but you must be able to also learn how to balance it out and to enjoy life, not just books all the time.
Yeah, like I feel the same way. Like academic results are very important, but you have to also experience life.
Okay, Michael, what would your advice be, or fun advice? Let's not make it too serious. I mean, of course, everyone will get the same serious advice from their parents, from their fellow lecturers, teachers, academicians. So you as a student, being able to, communicate with people from so many countries, I would say. So what are your fun advice?
I'll not put it as an advice, but just like my opinion is that I think peer-to-peer support is very important. It is very important in a university life, because this is where you start to build your connections and also your friends for life, or your good friends or partner in the future. So you need support. So how to be support is like you need to have a true heart that is willing to help, willing to support, or willing to learn. So the willingness is very important, because once you support your friend, they get your back in the future. So this is my opinion, because this is very important. Some of your friends that you might not know, they might feel, some of the introverts, or we don't use introverts, but some of the extroverts even, like they do have some of the problem of like depression, or also some pressure they are having. So support are very important in terms of just giving them a smile, or just tapping their shoulder, or just
but a smile, makes someone's day.
Yep. And I also have one more experience before if we are gonna end.
Feel free to share with us.
All right. I have a question for all of you. All right. As a Malaysian, so how many Malaysian have you guys speak to in your classroom, for example, or as a in your international? So in your country, how many people that you spoke to in a restaurant or in a classroom?
You mean here?
Yeah.
Be it here or even outside the campus.
Yeah, like when I get to like hear someone speaking Bengali like behind me, and I look back and I see like, oh, you're from Bangladesh. Yeah, we get to like interact. It happens.
Yes, but what if like for a Malaysian in classroom, if we see some Malaysian students or what, I mean like, be it if there's no connection, or I don't need help from them, or there's nothing, so I think we would less likely to be approaching to them. So be it like in a restaurant, we will not approach any Malaysian in a Malaysian restaurant, that they would say that we are stupid, or they would say like, this guy probably might want to take something from me. But think about that. I have an experience where I traveled to US, or in Korea. So when you heard someone speaking in your mother tongue, like Chinese, Malay, so you're gonna immediately turn back and ask, hey, are you from Malaysia? Are you from this country, or from our home country? So you will start to have a connection, because you guys found a similarity between each and another in a foreign country. So this is the experience that I would share, is that even though we Malaysian in Malaysia, or international students in here, in Imperium, it is like a home. So thank you that management from Imperium, and also lecturers, and also friends that are able to treat everyone as a family member. So in here, we are able to open up and to greet everyone and to share everything with everyone. So I felt that this is something that I'm proud of my school, because I'm able to feel like a home environment, a second house with Imperium. Yep. So my advice and also opinion to all of the potential students, and also all of my friends outside. So just open up, greet each other, support each other. Come on, it's just a uni. Yeah.
Thank you so much, boys. Thank you, Alif and Michael, for joining me for our live session for today. I think multiculturalism is an interesting topic that we can always talk about, not just in college but outside. It's something that we should all practice because again, we are all living in under the same roof. So, it's always good to be able to connect and learn different things because there's no full stop in learning. So, it's always something new to learn every day. Again, thank you so much for being here with me today. So for all our viewers today, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop in the comment box and we should be able to get back to you as soon as possible. So I wish all of you a good day and please stay safe all the time and please don't forget to wear your mask all the time and please follow the SOP. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
How many views do we have?
And
Can I see the questions? Oh my god, oh my god.
oh,
What?
I think we did okay. Did we do okay?
Did you do okay?
Yes, yes.
Everything was good. It's perfectly smooth.
Okay. Alright, what are the comments that we get or?
Did we get any
No
comments?
comments. Just like they thought we are not starting our live. Let's say our response team. Please start.
So it will be posted, right? And it will be posted,
Yeah, it's
and it will be all day round.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can watch it anytime. It will be in the
I think
Facebook.
it's not in the.
So it reached out to 200 and something.
Yeah, and it's gonna rise. Like it's gonna go up.
Okay, alright. Thank you so much, guys. Come, let's have a group photo.
Yes. Oh no, it's the old one.
It's the old one.
Yeah.
No, I just end the things. Was it not posted there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It is there.
4 comments.
That's all.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That is the comment that I got.
Up
Say
is
something like
What did Abuzar say?
Okay, come, let's do
Start.
a boomerang before we go.
That's